Well, folks, here it is. Spirit's $400 bootleg Crypt Keeper. Was it worth the money?
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna go over some positives just before I get into the overwhelming negatives. First of all, the arms, very good. You can see they're posed here. You can pose them any way you like. They are very bendy, very posable. I appreciate that. The clothes, this shawl, which they call a scarf in the instructions, it's a shawl. It's pretty good. The shirt is alright. It actually has buttons, which is pretty neat. They didn't need to add that since it's mostly covered up. The pants or whatever. Didn't really care about the pants. The head looks great. Kind of, it's fairly accurate to, the show and, the old Crypt Keeper. But I'll get into that more in the comparison video that's coming out soon. We'll get to that. The hands are also, the hands and feet are very squishy, and the head is latex. But, the hands look nice. The whole thing is painted pretty well, although it's like a little bit too shiny. The hair, I actually really like the hair, but if you look just at the front of the face, it looks fine. So, another thing I wanted to compliment. The eyes are very nice and blue. It's very core feature of the Crypt Keeper is, pretty blue eyes. And they got that down pretty well. This is gonna be hard for me. We're gonna have to demo him, and you're gonna have to hear the absolute killing blow of this thing, the horrendous Crypt Keeper impression.
It was a creep named Lamar who used dynamite for his cigar. They recovered his liver from the Sawani River and his eyeballs from East Zanzibar. Now there's a guy who got a bang out of life.
Yeah, and as you can tell, the speaker sounds bad. Like, worse than the 1996 speaker. Bad. And the impression...
I was a little creep. We played a lot of party games like hide and go shriek, spin the beetle, ghost office, and pull the tail off the donkey.
I'm pretty sure the impressionist they hired never heard the Crypt Keeper before, never heard the original voices, and this was their first time reading, because that is just horrible.
Let's face it, kiddies, I've become quite a celebrity.
Stolen valor.
The world worships the ground I rot in. I feel like a little kid again. Hey, waiter, bring me another little kid. Medium rare this time.
Yeah, I really don't care about the licensing problems, because, I don't really mind who gets the money, Joel Silver or William Gaines' family. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is that it's a good prop, and it's not. They could have contacted John Kassir, the guy who made this character who he is, but they were too lazy for that. They just got this random guy for $5.
Takes a sick, devious, disturbed mind to come up with the things I say.
That's the mind of Jack Roll.
I'm so blessed.
Mind of, all the EC Comics writers. It is just a ripoff. It makes me sad, That last phrase about him being famous, it feels unearned.
The average human body contains approximately 6 quarts of blood? Yum! All of a sudden, I'm thirsty.
The delivery is terrible.
I've been very busy lately going around from door to door, collecting for the Black Plague. We're thinking of bringing it back.
Sounds like a leapfrog toy.
I got this letter the other day. Dear Crypt Keeper, do you happen to know the origin of the expression, "You can't keep a good man down"?
This is the worst.
Yes,
one.
I do, Creep. That was coined in 1904 by a seasick cannibal.
Just completely botched that joke. So I will say I love the eye movement. It's an improvement, and that's the only one besides the arms. It's incredible how in 20 years that was the only advancement in technology, was eye movement. Let me just
I
go
was
again.
recently asked this puzzling query by one of my many fear fans. Should fried chicken be eaten with the fingers or not? No, absolutely not. The fingers should always be eaten separately.
Yeah, it's not good. There's one feature on this thing that I really actually do like, and it's the volume control. Because now you can just mute it, and you don't have to listen to that terrible, horrible, awful, no good, bad Crypt Keeper impression. And like this, it's just fine. It's a serviceable Crypt Keeper prop. It looks like him, and it, you know, has a pretty alright animation. Like this, he's just like fine. He's an okay prop, but not, you know, $400 okay. That'll never be okay. Now to more negatives. Of course, I just mentioned the price. He's made by Crazy Create, which, you know, horrible. You can tell by their horrible, terrible setup. He's got like zip ties on his shoulders. He's got screws, just bad. And it's baffling too, because they use, you know, snap lock like every other company uses in his, like, connecting his back to the bottom. I don't know why they didn't just use that. And another thing, I don't like the legs. They shouldn't stick out like this. I think they should have put like a joint on the legs, so they can, like, you know, a knee joint, so he doesn't stick out like this. It doesn't look natural. You know, he needs like a leg rest. Even in this, like, pretty decent sized office chair, it doesn't look right. Definitely not worth the price they're asking. Of course, there's only like made, but even then, I wouldn't. It's not worth it. Do not get it.